R19 syllabus, Java programming. First unit is Unit 1, Programming Structure in Java. First, we see about introduction. What is meant by object-oriented programming? In object-oriented programming, mainly based on the objects and classes, object-oriented programming contains collection of objects that contains both data and behavior. Data should be there and also behavior is there. The functional programming is loosely connected data and behavior. Data and behavior is loosely connected, but in object-oriented programming, data and behavior is strongly connected. In 1980, the word object was introduced, and in 1990, the object-oriented features are introduced. Object-oriented programming is most important and powerful way of creating software. What are the most important characteristics or principles of object-oriented programming? The principles of object-oriented language or object-oriented programming are: first one is data abstraction and encapsulation, second one is inheritance, and third one is polymorphism. Now, first one, what is meant by data abstraction and encapsulation? The wrapping up of data and methods into a single unit, that is, data and methods you are putting into a single unit is known as encapsulation. The data is not accessible to the outside, the class and methods which are in that same class can access it. That is, inside the class can access it. So data is more secure. The data is not accessible to outside the class and also methods, but it can be accessible inside that class, that same class. So data is more secure. The data is not visible outside the class, which is called data hiding. Encapsulation makes objects like black boxes, each performing a specific task. Black boxes means inside. Abstraction represents essential details without background details. Abstraction means essential details without background details. For example, if there is a bike, is made up of different parts, of course. To drive the vehicle, human needs only how to put there and move, but we cannot know. That is, the human cannot know the different parts. This is called abstraction. And classes use abstraction. The second one is inheritance. Only class can acquire the properties of another class. One class can get the properties of another class is called inheritance. Can acquire the properties of another class is called inheritance. It provides reusability. That means a class is derived from existing class, and the derived class can use the properties of existing class without writing code. That means take about a class. So you are deriving a class from that class. Then the derived class, okay, the derived class can use the properties of existing class without writing code. See one small example. A class B is derived from class A. Then class A is called superclass. So class B is generalized class or parent class. And class B is called subclass or specialized class or child class. Now class B can have the properties of class B and also class A. Suppose if class B is derived from class A, class B can have the properties of class B and its properties and also about its class A properties. Okay, that is the thing. So that means it allows writing new features to the derived class. New features in the derived class. There is a new features in derived class. Polymorphism. Polymorphism is the ability to take more than one form. That is, one can do many things. For example, an operation may show different behavior in different cases. For example, consider the operation of addition. For two numbers plus operation, add two numbers. For two strings, the plus operation concatenate two strings. Now, what are the different OOP concepts? What are the different OOP concepts? OOP concepts are: first one, see about what is meant by objects and classes. Objects are the basic runtime entities we can call. For example, a person, a place, a bank account, etc. Objects communicate by sending and receiving messages. For example, customer and account are two objects in a banking system. Then the customer sends a message to account requesting for the balance and account sends the balance. Each object contains data and methods. Objects can communicate without knowing the details of each other. That means one object can send a request to the other object and the other object send the response. A class is a template or blueprint for creating objects. Objects are instances of classes. A class contains objects and the objects contains data and methods. Once a class is defined, we can create any number of objects belonging to that class. Data abstraction and encapsulation already explained. Inheritance already explained. Polymorphism already explained. Then message communication. What is meant by message communication? An object-oriented programming consists of classes, objects, data, and methods. Also, it consists of communication between objects. Objects communicate with one another by sending and receiving messages. The concept of message passes makes easy to build systems. So, by passing the messages, you can easily build the systems. Now, genesis of Java. How Java is created? Java was created. First, history of Java or creation of Java. Java was developed by James Gosling, Patrick Norton, Chris Watt, Ed Frank, and Mike Sheridan at Sun Microsystems in 1991. It took 18 months to develop the first working version of Java. Initially, it was called Work, one tree name, but it is renamed, but it was renamed Java in 1995. The problem with C and C++ is platform dependent. That means the compilation depends on CPU to CPU. So we cannot execute the same executable code on different CPUs. But to run this, we need to develop a full C++ compiler. The problem is that compilers are expensive and need time to create. So an easier and most cost-efficient solution was needed. So to find such a solution, they worked on a portable and platform-independent language. In this language, when we compile source code, it creates an intermediate code, which was called as a bytecode. This bytecode can run on different CPUs and different environments. This effort given the creation of Java. Java was not designed to replace C++, but Java was designed to solve set of problems. Important of Java to internet. The Java is important to internet. The reason is Java contains objects and can move freely from one place to another place. In a network, there are two types of objects. One is passive objects, other one is active objects. When we read email or download a program, the data is called passive. When we execute the downloaded program, the object is called active. In internet, there are serious problems in security and portability, but Java solved these problems. Java applets and applications. Java can be used to create two types of programs. One is called applications and second one is called applets. An application is a program that compiles and executes on a computer under the operating system of that computer. An applet is a program that can compile at one computer and execute it in another computer by Java-enabled web browser. The bytecode. When we compile a Java program, Java compiler gives an intermediate code called bytecode. That means Java cannot use about direct executable code, it uses about the bytecode. This bytecode is not an executable code. Bytecode is defined as highly optimized set of instructions. Bytecode is executed by Java Virtual Machine, which is called JVM. That is, the JVM is an interpreter for bytecode. This bytecode easily run in different CPUs in different environments using JVM. This is called platform independent. So Java is platform independent language. Here, only JVM is different from platform to platform, but all JVM can execute the same bytecode. Java Virtual Machine, which was called JVM. When we compile a Java program, Java compiler does not use the executable code or machine code. Rather, it gives an intermediate code called bytecode for a JVM. So Java program source code, when Java compiler compile, it gives about the Java bytecode. Bytecode is highly optimized set of instructions. Bytecode is executed by Java Virtual Machine. That is, the JVM is interpreted for bytecode. Java interpreter reads the bytecode and interpret it into executable code or machine code for the specific computer on which Java program is running. This computer is called real machine. That means, see here, bytecode, Java interpreter gives about the machine code. Okay, so the executable code is under control of JVM. So the executable code is under control of JVM, so it does not affect with side effects. Okay, under control of JVM. So executable code, which gives a executable code Java Virtual Machine, execute this bytecode, which is called Java interpreter, gives about the machine code. Okay, machine code. So that is nothing but the real machine, which we can call as a real Java interpreter read byte code and interpret into executable code or machine code, okay, on which Java program is running. This computer is called real machine. So that machine code is going to be executed. Writing simple Java programs. The Java program structure of a simple program, Java program, is given below with the different steps. Step 1, click start plus run and then type notepad in run dialog box and click OK, displays notepad. Now run dialog box, type CMD and click OK, displays command prompt. Type the following program in the notepad and save the program as example.java in a current working directory, that is working directory. Class example, public static void main string argument system.out.println. Welcome to Java programs. Compilation. To compile the program, type the following in CWD and then click enter. That is Java C example.java. See here, one important point is example.java, that is the file name and class name, both should be same. Okay, both should be same with capital or small letters, with capital letters or with small letters. So whatever you are writing about the class name, that name and file name, both should be same. See here, example.java, here also example. Suppose here E is capital letter, but here E is small letter, then also it will compile, but it won't execute. Okay, so that means the class name and file name should be same with the letters. To compile the program, type the following in current working directory and click enter. That is Java C example.java. To run the program, type the following in current working directory and click enter. That is Java example. Explanation. Generally, see here given clear about the explanation. Generally, the file name and class name should be same. It is not same, then the Java file can be compiled, but it cannot be executed. That is, when execution, it gives the following error: exception in thread main, Java long no class definition error. In public static void main statement, what is meant by public? Public is an access specifier. If a class is visible to all classes, then public is used. Main must be declared as public since it must be called by outside of its class. The keyword static allows main to be called without creating object of the class. That means if you write the static, okay, main method can be called without creating the object. The keyword void represents the main does not return a value. The main method contains one parameter which is called string arguments. We can send some input values arguments at runtime. So the string arguments of the main method, these arguments are called command line arguments. These command line arguments are passed at the command prompt. In system.out.println welcome statement, what is meant by system? System is a predefined class that provides access to the system. Out is the output stream. Println method displays the output in different lines. If you use print method, it displays the output in the same line. Println, right? If it displays the different lines. Elements are tokens in Java programs. Java support 5 types of tokens, which are keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, special symbols. First, we see about the keywords. Keywords in Java are predefined or reserved words that have special meaning to the Java compiler. Each keyword is assigned a specific task or function and cannot be changed by the user. You cannot use keywords as variables or identifiers as they are a part of the Java syntax. A keyword should always be written in lowercase as Java is a case sensitive language, remember. Java supports various keywords. Some of them are given below: abstract, boolean, byte, break, class, case, catch, char, continue, default, do, double, else, extends, final. So these are the keywords. Finally, float, for, if, implements, import, instance of, int, interface, long. Special symbols. Special symbols are special characters in Java are given by \b, \r, \f, \n. One is called backspace, carriage return, form feed, and new line. Java statements. What are the different Java statements? A statement specifics an action in Java program. Java statements can be broadly classified into 3 categories: declaration statement, expression statement, control flow statements. Declaration statements means just declaring a variable. Int num2 equal to 100 string str declarations. Expression statement. Expression statement means you can give increment and decrement expressions, number plus 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 num, num minus 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 num, assignment expressions, num equal to 100, num into equal to 10, invocation expression, system dot out dot println, this is a statement, some method, param 1 comma param 2 parameters, which we can call as a method invocation expressions. Then Java flow control statements. Normally, by default, all statements in Java program are executed in the order they appear in the program. Sometimes you may want to execute a set of statements repeatedly for a number of times, or as long as particular condition is true. All of these are possible in Java using control flow statements. The if statement, while loop statement, and for loop statements are examples of control flow statements. Now, command line arguments. Already discussed what is meant by command line argument. See here, in command line arguments, when we pass arguments, that is input at command prompt, then it is called command line arguments. Example is class command demo. We write public static void main string s1 comma s2. So just we're writing something at command prompt. That first one can be stored in s1, that is s1 equal to r0. Second one it can store in s2, that is s2 equal to args1. First one is 0 array, then second one is 1 array. Then system.out.println s1 plus s2 both can be added or concatenated, because whatever it's going to read from command prompt, it is string only. Now see here how to very simple compilation, normal compilation only, but in execution you have to pass the values at runtime. That values are going to be compilation Java C command demo.java, execution Java command demo hello world. So hello world, hello can be stored in s1, world can be stored in s2. S1 plus s2 means it's going to display about hello world. Now next one is user input to programs. How user given to input to the programs normally. So the following example allows user to read two values from the system.in and display its sum. Import java.util class add demo public static void main. So we're taking into ABC, but first to read the value, okay, from the user, then we have to create about the object for scanner s1 equal to new scanner system.in. So system.in is ready to get the value from user. Now system.out.println enter a value. So this value can be converted into int next int, and it can s dot next int means s dot next int. S not s, it is nothing but the s1 dot, it is not s s only. Here it is s only, just a print mistake. S scanner s equal to new scanner, so that a equal to s dot next int is going to convert it into integer stored in a. S dot next int, so it's going to second value, it's going to convert it into it and stored in b. Then c equal to a plus b, that is going to display about the c. It is not s1, it just take about it s only. Now next one, escape sequences. A character preceded by a backslash is an escape sequence and has a special meaning to the compiler. The following table shows the Java escape sequences. What are the different escape sequences? Backslash t, backslash b, backslash n, backslash r, backslash f, and backslash single quotation, backslash double quotation, two backslashes. First, insert a tab text in this point, backspace in the text point, insert a new line, insert a carriage, insert a form feed, insert a single quote, insert a double quote, and insert a backslash character. Okay, the example program is given by, see here, class example public static void main char ch equal to backslash u039a. It will taken as the k, character k. Okay, character k. This total value is taken as a character k, and it's going to display. Now next one, comments. Comments can be used to explain Java code and to make it more readable. It can also be used to prevent execution when testing alternative code. Okay, so single line comments start with the two forward slashes. Any text between and end of the line is ignored by Java, will not be executed. So these comments, whenever you write the comment, then that comment cannot be going to be read by Java compiler. Okay, Java single line comment example. So double slash, this is a comment, system.out.println. So this is a comment the compiler cannot going to be read. It will read only system.out.println. the Java compiler. Then Java multi-line comment. Multi-line comment start with backslash star and ends with star and any text between backslash star and star backslash will be ignored by the Java. This example uses a multi-line comment, that is a comment block to explain the code. So example is starting backslash starting block and star backslash ending block. So this cannot going to be read by the compiler. It's going to read only system.out.println hello world. Now programming style. Every class should be in a separate file. Use meaningful names for variables and for the file names. Use comments. Comments should explain with a piece of code intends to do in a particular every method, even a simple one, should as a minimum have comments explaining what exactly it does and what is the meaning of all its parameters. So just you can write about the comments. Comments should duplicate the text of the program. For example, initialize the variables is a good comment, but a comment assign the value 0 to the variable x after line x equals 0 does not add any additional meaning to the code. See here, comments can be written. Comments can be written. It will improve the readability of the program. That's all. Comments should explain what a piece of code, what it to do. In particular, every method, even a simple one, should as a minimum have comments explaining what exactly it does. Just simply saying that comments what exactly it says, okay, and what is the meaning of all of its parameters. Some also comments should not duplicate the text of the program. For example, if you write initialize the variables is a good comment, but a comment assign the value 0 to the variable x does not add any additional meaning to the code. If you write like this, but a comment if you write assign the value 0 to the variable x after a line x equals 0, so it does not add any additional meaning because assign the value 0 to the variable x means after a line x equals 0. Before x equals 0, you write assign the value 0 to the variable x, but after x equals 0, it does not mean. Okay, so comment means exactly you can write about the comment what it's going to mean. Always use starting brace and ending brace for block corresponding to if, while, and for statements. Even if the corresponding block consists of only one statement, you can also write the starting brace and ending brace. Use indentations, very, very important. Every time you have a method within a class, a group of statements within a if else construction or a loop, anything with the starting brace, ending brace, indent this group of statements. You can use some space, which we can call as a indenter. Do not indent too much, since then you will run out of space. It will goes out of space. Java recommend 4 spaces. Our textbook often uses 3. 2 spaces is also okay. So just to give about the starting brace. After starting brace, you give some 2 spaces or up to 4 spaces. Okay. So ending brace means backside. So that means starting brace, ending brace, you can give about the 2 spaces to 4 spaces only to give about the indentation. Avoid long lines since they are not handled well by many terminals. Okay. Next topic is in this next topic is nothing but the data types, variables, and operators. Introduction. Variable. What is meant by the variable? Variable in Java is a data container. A data container that stores the data value during Java program execution. Every variable is assigned the data type, which designates the type and quantity of a value it can hold. Variable is a memory location named of the data. The Java variables have mainly 3 types of local variables and instance variables and static variables. Declaration of variables. The basic unit of storage is called variable. There are 3 types of variables already know: local variable, instance variable, static variable. Local variable means a variable which is declared inside the method is called local variable. Instance variable means a variable which is declared inside the class but outside the method is called instance variable. It is not declared as static. Static variable, a variable that is declared as static is called static variable. It cannot be local. Now rules of the variables. It should start with the letter alphabet or underscore or dollar symbol. It should not single word, that is spaces are not allowed. It should not start with a digit, but digit can be in the middle or at the end. Except underscore, no special symbol are allowed in the middle of the variable. It should not be a keyword of Java. Special characters are not allowed. Declaring a variable. General form of variable declaration is given by type identifier equal to value, identifier equal to value, like that. That means identifier is compulsory, equal to value is optional. Int a equal to 10, int a equal 10, b or b equal 20. See, like that you can give. Now Dynamic initialization, the variables which are initialized at runtime is called dynamic initialization. Example, you give into a equal to 10, b equal to 10, c equal to a plus b. Here, the variable c is initialized at runtime. Data types in Java. Data types in Java can be two types: primitive data types, non-primitive data types. The primitive data types include Boolean, char, byte, string, int, long, float, and double. Non-primitive data types include classes, interface, and arrays. See, data types in Java: primitive data types, Boolean type, numeric type; non-primitive type, string, array, etc. The numeric type is character value, integer value. Again, integer value, integers and floating points. Integer means byte, short, int, long, float, double. Okay. Boolean type is nothing but only Boolean. Now, primitive data types. Java defines simple data types, 8 primitive data types: byte, short, int, long, char, float, double, and Boolean. See here, byte, short, int, long. Byte means 8 bits. Short means 16 bits. Int means 32 bits. Long means 64 bits. That values are range also given here. Examples also given: byte b equal 10, short s equal 25, int a equal 100, long a equal so and so. Float a 32, double 64. 32 means 1.4e, 0 minus 45 to 3.4e plus 38. So 4.9e minus 324. So here it is a double is nothing but the more precision. Double b equal to so and so. Char 16, not 8. That is 0, 2, 6, 5, 5, 35. Boolean is only Boolean. B equal to or equal to false. The above data types can be put into 4 groups. One is nothing but the integers. Integers are whole numbers. It includes 4 data types: byte, short, int, long. Floating point numbers. Floating point numbers are fractional numbers. It includes float and double, which represent single precision and double precision numbers respectively. All mathematical functions, sin, cos, tan, etc., return double values. W equal to math dot sin 30. Characters. The data type used to store characters is char. Java uses Unicode to represent characters. The Unicode defines a fully international character set that represent all characters found in all human languages. There are no negative characters here. Then Boolean. The Boolean data type contains 2 values, true or false, identifiers. In Java programming, an identifier is a name given to a variable, class, method, etc. Identifiers start with a letter, underscore, or $sign. The rules of identifiers are: it should start with a letter, alphabet, or underscore or dollar symbol. It should be a single word. There is a space. The spaces are not allowed. It should not start with a digit, but digit can be in the middle or at the end. Except underscore, no special symbols are allowed in the middle of an identifier. It should not be a keyword or Java. Length of an identifier in Java can be 65, 535 characters. Identifiers are case sensitive. That is, both mango and capital mango are treated differently. It can contain all uppercase letters or lowercase letters or mixture. Literals are constants. Constants are literals in Java are fixed values that do not change during the execution of a program. The values assigning to different data types are called literals. It consists of integer literals. It can be sequence of digits and assigned to different data types: byte, short, int, long. There are 3 types of integer literals. They are decimal, octal, and hexadecimal integers. Decimal consists of set of digits from 0 to 9, that is 129 minus 325, etc. An octal consists of a set of digits from 0 to 7 leading 0, that is 0, 2, 3, 5, 0, 5, 5, 4 up to 7 only. An hexadecimal consists of a set of digits from 0 to 15 leading 0x or 0 capital X. Here 10 to 15 represents either A to F or small a to F, 0xbc, 0x9f, etc. Floating point literals. Fractional numbers are called real numbers or floating point literals. These literals are assigned to float double data types: 00837 minus 0.75 minus 005e minus 3, etc. Character literacy. A character liter contains a single ASCII character enclosed with a single quotation and assigned to char data type. Character escape sequences. Java supports some special character escape sequences given new line character, tab, etc. Boolean literals. Boolean literals are 2 values, true and false. These values are assigned to a data type Boolean. The true and false cannot be converted into any numerical representation here in Java. The true does not equal to 1 and false does not equal to 0. String literals. A string literal is a sequence of characters enclosed in double quotations. The characters may be letters, numbers, special characters, and blank spaces. These literals is assigned to a string data type or class. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Write the double quotations. Introduction to operators. There are different types of operators. They are basic arithmetic operators. The different arithmetic operators are used for various arithmetic operations: plus, minus, into, by, percentage, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus. The percentage operator cannot be applied to float or double. Relational operators. The operators compare the values on either side of a operator and decide the relation between them. Assign a variable a equal 10 and variable b equal 20. Double equal to, suppose a equal 10, b equal 20, a double equal to b. 10 and 20 both are not same, so false. Not equal to is true, less than b is true, less than or equal to b is true, but greater than b is false and greater than equal to b is also false. Then logical operators. Logical operators are Boolean operators. Logical operators are three: logical and, logical or, logical not. If both operands are true, then condition becomes true, otherwise false. If both operands are false, that is R, then the condition becomes false, otherwise true. Okay. So here A is true, B is true. So then A and B is true, A or B is true, but not A and B is false. Bitwise operators. Next one is bitwise operators. Bitwise operators works on bits and performs bit by bit operation. Assuming A equal to 60 and B equal to 13. Now in bit format they are be as follows. So here A and B means if A, B both are 1, then A and B is 1, else 0. A or B means if A, B both are 0, then A or B is 0, else it is 1. A B exclusive or means A exclusive or is 0, else it is 1. If A both are 0 or 1, then A exclusive B is 0, else it is 1. So this not A, that means up to 30 to minus 61, this value is going to be operated separately. It's going to be calculated about these values. Here, you have to take about the A0 is A0, then not A is nothing but 1. Then the left shift op, there are three shift operators here. Left shift, right shift, the right shift 0 fill. The left shift operator that is given as left shift operator shift all bits left to specified number of times. Here or it multiplies the given number by 2, specified number of times by 2. A equals 60, A equal to A left shift operator 2. That means it comes about the 240 because we are shifting about the 2 zeros. So here also right shift operator. So here also it's going to be shifted about the number of times, but divides the given number by 2. But here the right shift 0 fill operator automatically is the higher order bit each time the shift occurs. A equal to minus 1. Suppose if you given A equal to minus 1, set all 32 bits to 1 in binary. This value is then shifted to right 24 bits, 0 values. So 0 values is going shifted about up to 24. So after taking about the 32. Okay, so here A is set to minus 1. We set all 32 bits to 1 in binary. This value is then shifted to right 24 bits, zeros values, 24 bit 0 values. Okay, that's why it is taken as like this. Then see here like this minus 1. So light shift. So all these are the zeros remaining is as it is, and the value is 255. The different bitwise operators are given by binary and binary or binary exclusive or one's complement. Then that is not operator, left shift, right 0, right shift 0 fill. Increment and decrement operators. Java provides two operators for incrementing and decrementing variables. The increment operator plus plus adds 1 to its operand, while the decrement operator minus subtracts from its operand. The plus plus and minus minus may be used either as prefix operator or postfix operator. The prefix operator increment or decrements A before its value is stored. The postfix operator increments or decrements A after its value is stored. Ternary operator, which is also called as a conditional operator. A ternary operator is available in Java to construct conditional expressions. The syntax is given by exp1 question mark exp2 colon exp3, where exp1 exp3 are expressions. The operator question mark colon works as follows. The exp1 is evaluated first, it is satisfied to, then exp2 is executed, otherwise exp3 is executed. So it is writing if and else statement in a single line. It is equal to the following program either than the x equal to else x equal to b. Assignment operator. The equal to operator is called assignment operator. The following table shows the assignment operator representation. A equal to a plus 10, A equal to a minus 10, you can write a plus equal 10, a minus equal 10 like that. Precedence and associativity of operators. The precedence is used to evaluate an expression. There are different levels of precedence. Here we use precedence rules. The precedence and associativity of operators are given below. Here it is left to right, right to left, left to right, minus plus minus left to right like this. Okay. Now, next, according to this rule, the operators at higher level of precedence are evaluated first and lower level of precedence are evaluated next. Higher level of precedence means top is star slash percentage, lower level means down is plus minus. So first it's going to be evaluated into by percentage plus minus. The operators of the same level of precedence, suppose if it is the same level, evaluate either from left to right or from right to left depending on upon the level. This is known as associative property of an operator. For example, into by percentage having same precedence, same level. To evaluate, we consider order from left to right. Now, here it is given as one expression given A equal 9, B equal 4. 9 plus 4 into 2 minus 1. So, what is the higher level, lower level? Higher level is into. That means 4 into 2 is 8. Then, in the same level, first you go for plus, then you can go for minus. 17, 9 plus 8 is 17 minus 1, 16. Precedence rule decides the order in which different level of operators are applied. Associative level rule decides the order in which multiple occurrences of the same level operator are applied. Type conversion and casting. Assigning or converting one type into another type is called type conversion. It can be two types: primitive type conversion, casting. Primitive type conversion, Java automatic type conversion. If the following two conditions are satisfied, then the conversion can be done automatically. Is called primitive type. The two conversions are the two types are compatible. The destination type is larger than the source file. The numeric types, including integer and floating point types, are compatible with each other. However, the numeric types are not compatible with Boolean. Also, char and Boolean are not compatible. Byte b equal to 20, int I equal to b. So here, byte b equal to 20, byte is smaller, int I equal to b. That is nothing but the higher level. So lower level is easily converted into higher level. Primitive type conversion also done in expression. Suppose if you take about this one, okay, take about this one, float c equal to 3 point, b equal to a is nothing but 10, b is 20, c is nothing but 3.5. Now 10 is converted to 10.0, 20 is converted to 20.0, 3.5. Next all are going to be added. In the above example, in the expression a plus b plus c, c is the float, therefore the remaining values a b are converted into float and added. Casting. If destination type is smaller than source type, then the automatic type conversion is not possible. At that time we can do casting. For example, if you want to assign as empty value to a byte variable, then it is not performed automatically because the destination byte is smaller than the source byte. In this case, we need casting. For example, int I equal to 57, byte b equal to byte of I, because I is nothing but the int, so it should be converted into byte. In the following case, also automatic type conversion is not possible because multiplying a value 2 is an integer. So here byte b equal to 50, by b equal to b into 2 means b into 2 gives about the integer. Integer is the byte value, but it is integer, so integer is a higher level. So to solve this, byte b equal to 50, b equal to byte of b into 2, right? Expressions. 10th one is expressions. An expression is a combination of variables, operands, constants, and operators arranged as per the syntax of the language. Example: a plus b plus c plus 2. The evaluation of expression is done using precedence and associativity rules. So Java evaluates expression using rules of operator and precedence. Parentheses can be taken as higher level of precedence. Suppose if a plus b into 2 minus 1, 9 plus 4 means first 9 plus 4 is, then next into, then minus. The next scope of variable symbolic constants formatted out to the input level that we see about next level. Okay, next level we're going to say about the scope of variable symbolic constants formatted output and printf methods, static variables and methods, attribute and final. Scope of variable. Scope of variable means simply the region of the program where a variable is accessible. The scope of local variables always remains inside constructor method and block. It cannot be accessible from outside the constructor method and block. The scope of instance variables is within the class. They can be accessed from all the methods, constructors, and from the beginning of its program block to the end of the program block in the class. The scope of static variables is also within the class. All the methods, constructors, and blocks within the case class can access static variables by using the class name. So scope of variable means simply the region of the program where a variable is accessed. The scope of local variable is always given inside the constructor method and block. It cannot be accessible from outside the constructor method and block. The scope of the instance variables is within the class. They can be accessible. They can be accessed from all the methods, constructors, and from the beginning of the program block and end of the program block. The scope of the static variable is also within the class. All the methods, constructors, and block within the same class can access static variables by using the class name. Symbolic constants. Next, what is meant by symbolic constants? Symbolic constants in Java are named constants. We use the final keyword, so they cannot be reassigned a new value after being declared as final. They are symbolic because they are named. Here a couple examples of symbolic constants: final int, final int, final int. The example program. An example program can use as it is. So these values cannot be changed. The values cannot be changed. So here in the constructor, you are writing about this name, this grades equal to so and so. Then formatted output with printf method. Sometimes in competitive programming, it is essential to print the output in a given specific format. Most users are familiar with printf function in C. This is the easiest of all methods as this is similar to printf in C. Note that system.out.print and system.out.println take a single argument, but printf may take multiple arguments here. So printf take multiple arguments. The example program is given by, see in example program, I'm writing in the x equal to 100, system.out.printf, I'm writing here x equal to percentage d comma x, then pi equal to percentage math.pi value, static variables and methods. So without creating an object to call a data on method, we use a static keyword. If we declare both variables and methods as static, then only we can call that data on methods without creating objects. The static itself used as a method. The static methods can access only static data. These static variables and methods are also known as class variables and class methods. These class variables and methods are referred through class only. We cannot refer these are super keywords to static data or static methods. The most common example of static method is main method. The syntax of a class which represents static data and methods is given by. See here, syntax is static type variable 1, static type variable 2. Static type method name 1, static type method name 2. Example is so and so. So class A, I'm writing about the variables and methods. Then static demo executing through a.display, not creating any object. Then attribute final. Next one is attribute final. The final keyword is used for attributes, methods, and classes. If you use the final keyword to attribute or variable, then that variable value cannot be changed. It consists of using final to a variable or attribute. If you use final keyword to a variable, then that variable cannot be changed. The class A, final int L equal 10, void display L equal 20. So it cannot accept about L equal to 20 because L equal 10 is fixed. Okay, the above cannot take a value 20 for a final variable L. Then control statements. Next part is control statements. Introduction. A control statement in Java is a statement that determines whether the other statements will be executed or not. It controls the flow of a program. And if statement in Java determines the sequence of execution between a set of two statements. Flow control branching. If statement. If a condition is satisfied, immediate statement 1 is executed. Otherwise, else statement is executed. The general form. If condition statement 1, else statement 2. Here is statement 1 and statement a single statement or block of statements. Example here given. Public static void main into a equal to 10, a greater than 0, system.out.println else, system.out.println a is not greater than 0. Then nested if statement. One if statement, immediate, another if statement is called nested if statement. The example is class nested if demo, public static void main int a equal to b equal to 20, a greater than 0, if b greater than the system.out, else system.out.println a is not greater than 0. The if else if ladder, the general form, if condition statement, else if condition statement, else statement. One of the if condition is true from top to bottom, then the statement of that if condition is executed. If none of the condition is true, then the final statement is executed. The example is given by so and so. See a equal to 10, a equal 0, then it's going to execute. A equal 5, going to execute. Else if a equal 10, next execute. Whether all are not executed, then else statement going to be executed. Then switch statement. The switch statement in Java is multi-way branch statement. The switch statement provides a better alternative way than a large series of if and else statements. The general form switch expression case value 1 statement sequence break, case value 2 statement sequence break, default statements. The switch statement works like this. The value of the expression is compared with each of the values in the case statements. If match is found, then the code following that case statement is executed. If none of the case matches, then default statement is executed. Class switch demo, see int a equal to switch a. If case 0 satisfies, then a is equal to 0 going to satisfy. A equal 10 here, that means case 10 going to be executed. System dot how that println a is equal to 10 going to be executed because a equal 10. Case 10 both going to be matched. Then iteration statements are flow of control conditional loops while expression or while loop. If the condition is true, then the statement or block is executed repeatedly. When condition becomes false, it stop execution. The general form while condition body of the example is given by class while demo public static void mean int a equal 0 while a less than 10 condition a equal to a plus do while loop. So in do while loop, the first execute the body of the loop and then check the condition. If the conditions, the loop is repeated. Otherwise, the loop terminates. Even if condition is false, the loop will execute at least once. That is advantage. Do body of loop while condition. See here in do. So a greater than 10. Actually, a equal to 10. First, it's going to execute. A equal to a plus 1 means 11. So 11 is greater than 10. So a is 10. A is 10. A equal to a plus 11. So 11 is greater than 10. 11 is why 11 is greater than 10. Okay. 11 is, suppose you put here not greater than less than, if you put here 11 less than 10, it's wrong. So it would execute. That means initially 10 is executed, but if condition does not match as it comes out, otherwise it's going to be executed repeatedly. Now for loop, in for loop we can write initialization condition iteration is single line. For initialization condition iteration body of loop, the example is given by class for demo public static void main for int I equal to 1 I less than equal to I plus plus system dot out dot println I. Next one nested for loop. If a loop exists inside the body of another loop is called nested loop. The example is into week 7 outer loops prints weeks. Okay, inner loop prints days. Here outer loop prints weeks, but inner loops prints days. Okay, that is a problem. For each for loop, it starts with the keyword for like a normal for loop. Instead of declaring and initializing a loop counter variable, you declare a variable that is the same type as the base type of the array, followed by a column, which is then followed by the array name. In the body of in the loop body, you can use the loop variable you created rather than using the indexed array element. See here for type var array, var colon array. Okay, you can understood here. So in your example, what you can write here, int array. So int I colon array system dot out dot println I. So all array values is going to be displayed. Now next one is flow of control jump statements, break statement. In Java, break statement has 3 uses. First, it terminates the statement sequence in a switch statement. Second, it can be used to exit the loop. Third, it can be used as go to. Okay. So break here, if I equal 10, up to I less than or equal to 100 means up to 100 times it's going to print. But when I equal 10 comes, it's going to break. It comes to the break it and come from the for loop continue statement. Continue statement performs an early iteration of the loop. It is called. Example is given by class continue demo for int I equal to 1 I less than I plus plus and I percentage to equal 10 continue means I percentage to it cannot going to be continue. Continue means it goes to the top, not comes to the bottom. If I percentage to equal to 0 yes. Okay, this is nothing but the first unit.